been throwing TDs. Opposition think they gon' win, well, we gon' see. People say there ain't no iron team, but if we go there adding.
What is poppin', everybody? Happy Monday. We are live here on LacedUp Live every single Monday. Typically, we're on at about 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, but it's been Monday. Yeah. It has been a Monday for sure for me, for Coach Dub. So we're making it today. That's just kind of what it is. We're struggling today. It's definitely been a Monday for everybody. So thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you guys, everybody that's watching right now. Make sure you're liking it, commenting, subscribing, sharing with all your friends. We're live every single Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm here live with Coach Dub, who is a former offensive analyst over at UNLV, currently is a recruiting analyst over at Inside Texas. If you're not subscribed to Inside Texas, make sure you go subscribe over there, because that's where a lot of good information is. All the information that you're going to need for spring game, spring portal window, off season, like anything that you need for the off season, make sure you're subscribed to Inside Texas right over there. It's $1 for, are they still running that promo, Coach Dub?
Yeah, IT1. Put the promo code in, you get 2 months for $1. You can't beat that.
Absolutely cannot beat that for all Texas information that you could possibly want, crave, think of, love, hate, whatever you want. I don't really know.
There's a lot of things going right. Like spring game just happened. That's exciting. The portal's open. People transferring out. People transferring in. And there's a lot going on right now in the college football world.
In the college football world, just in general, spring portal window closes fairly soon.
The 30th, right?
Yeah, I believe it closes on the 30th. So we still could have a few come out, still could have a few come in there. We've got our eyes on a few guys coming into Texas, coming onto the 40. Right. So let's just go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and get started by talking about the defensive line transfer that we got today. We did get a commitment from grad transfer defensive lineman from Arizona, Bill Norton, who has been with Johnny Nansen. He was at Georgia for 4 years, played at Georgia, played in the SEC. What do you think we're going to get out of Bill Norton?
I mean, Bill's a big guy, 6'6", what's it, like 315 or something?
Yeah, I was like, he's over 300 pounds.
He's a big kid. I think he's a guy that plays maybe on first down, maybe stops and run. I don't see him playing on third down, trying to rush the passer.
He's more of like a 1-2 down.
Yeah, he doesn't move particularly well, honestly. He's just a big guy that coasts space. He takes up space, takes on double teams, but you can use him in the goal line, try to stop the run, short yard and stuff like that. So I think it's a great piece to add to the defense, which we need. But we need to close like two or three guys maybe, that way we have a chance to kind of rotate guys, keep guys fresh, but use them for situational things. So I think that's what we'll see out of old Billy there. And I think it's a great addition. Like, we need size. I don't think you can never have too many big guys, right?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
And maybe teach Sadir Mitchell as well, who's a guy his size, and like, hey, that's how you should be. This is what Coach Nansen is expecting of you. And you got a mentor. So you can work a lot of positive things out of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also positive, his rapport with Johnny Nansen, former defensive line coach at Arizona, now the current linebackers coach at Texas right now. So he's got that rapport with Johnny Nansen, got that rapport with Tia Savea as well, who is another transfer that we got from Arizona per Johnny Nansen as well, So I think with the emergence of the edge pressure with Trey Moore, Colin Simmons, though Ethan Burke, Colton Vosick. Colton Vosick, we can get into that in a minute, but he was wrecking havoc on Saturday. He was wrecking absolute havoc on Saturday. So we can get to that in a second. But I think with the emergence of that edge pressure and that continued edge pressure, I think it makes it a little bit easier for us to just have that big body because, I mean,
it definitely helps, right? It frees those guys up to kind of, work one-on-one on the edge, which is what you actually, absolutely want from the edge position. You don't want those guys having to run in double teams out there or worried about them. If somebody's taking up space in the middle, then those guys on the outside have, free range to kind of work one-on-one versus offensive tackles or tight ends. And that's exactly what you want. So we'll see, how it plays out. Like I said, let's see who else we get from the portal and go from there. But
Your face. Well, because Texas has also got their eyes on a couple big names as well. So like Dominic Williams out of TCU has hit the transfer portal, big guy. And Jay Toya out of UCLA, another defensive lineman that Texas has been kind of crystal ball, or I don't know if they've actually got a crystal ball out for him, but they've kind of seen them trending towards the 40 acres. So what do you think about those two guys and the possibilities and like what they could add to the defensive
line? I think those guys are first rounders, both of them. Right, like you lost Sweat Murphy, but you replaced Sweat Murphy with that. And I think like Dominic Williams is like probably one of the best defensive linemen we probably have. If we get him like on the 40. I know Byron Murphy was good, Devondre Sweat was good, but Dominic Williams he's different. Like, he's different. He can move, he can run, he can rush the pass, he can stop the run, whatever you ask him. I think Toy is more. Look. I can't. I'm messing up his name. I'm butchering it. But I didn't want to say Joy Toy. That sounds like bad.
J Toy. Is it Toya? That's how I've heard it. I don't want to mispronounce it, but I'm pretty sure it's Toya. Pronounced Toya.
He's a violent, tough kid. Like I think he provides an edge that we need up front. A big, tough, meanness. He demands a double team. When he's healthy, he can play. So I think like those two are like first round guys. That's how I feel, honestly. Victor said, "Let's look at Norton's film."
I know. I was literally about to pull up this question. This is for Coach Dove. He says, "What does the film look like on Norton?"
I think I was able to watch a little film on him today. A breakdown. I like the all 22 film. And I think I know where Victor's going with this. I think he wants me to just be real and be Coach Dove on here.
Well, I mean, that's what we're here for. That's exactly what Laced Up Live is for. We're here to keep it real. We're here to be honest.
First, Billy Norton, he works hard. He's he tries hard. Right, but looking at his film. Okay, let's be real. All right, here we go.
I'm saying, let's get into it. Let's just be real. Just
looking at his film.
Have at it.
Why the fuck did we take him?
Why? Okay, hold up. We're keeping it real. We're keeping it real. Why do you say that?
If you look at his film, man, I wish I could share this right now after watching it. Absolutely saw him make 0 plays. He's big.
You think it's just a big body?
He is big. He's a big body. That's why I said, "Hey, he'll be great." I dressed it up nice. Say, "Hey,
yeah, for sure."
Space, demands a double team because he's big. When he decides to play and turn it on, maybe he can push the pocket. Other than he's just a big body.
So you think it's more so just to have a big, experienced body in that A gap?
Yeah. He gives you that. My thing is this: what he provides, we have on campus already. Honestly, truly, from what I saw. Like I think there's a reason he didn't make it at Georgia. Arizona, looking at his films. And I only watched a couple games. I watched a common opponent in Oklahoma, though. I want to see how he did against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Their offensive line wasn't that great last year.
No.
I saw them kind of just taking him and doing whatever they want to with him. And I was like, oh, okay. Hey, this is Johnny Nanson's guy. I trust Johnny Nanson. Like I trust Coach Nanson, but yeah, if I'm being honest, man, yeah. He's a big body. And yeah.
I mean, I was going to say sometimes it's all you need. I'm trying to kind of see the bright side of things. Because, because like I said, big body, experience. He's a grad transfer. So he's got SEC experience as well. He can bring a little bit of experience to that room. And
he definitely be a coach on the field because he knows what to expect from Coach Nanson. He can kind of relay that message to the other guys. That's a positive.
There we go.
If he turns it on, he's a big body like that. You can run, which we need. So I'm not going to say, "Oh, we don't need him." But at the same time, watching film, it's scares me a little. But he can provide a lot of other positive things, Victor. So
yeah, Victor. another transfer portal loss. One to talk about. My GP homie, my Grand Prairie homie, Savion Red, hit the transfer portal today. Kai Woods, walk on, hit the transfer portal as well. both guys I feel like are going to go find places that are really going to utilize them in ways that they deserve to be utilized. And that's nothing against Texas. That's nothing against what because the running back room is an embarrassment of riches. It just is what it is. The running back room is what it is. And you don't have Bijan Robinson, Roshan Johnson, Jonathan Brooks. Like, you don't have all of these guys. And Jonathan Brooks played 1 year.
Right.
Jonathan Brooks did what he needed to do, played 1 year, and now look what he's doing there. Odds are he's probably going to be the number 1 running back taken off the board.
Facts.
So it's truly just kind of a numbers game in that running back room. It just, unfortunately, you're going to lose talent. You're going to lose guys that you don't want to see go. And Savion was definitely one that I didn't want to see go. I loved having my GP dude on here because I was like, yes, my Grand Prairie people made it. Let's go.
I do think it's a numbers game. I think the emergence of one, and use Trey Wiseman, who was a highly recruit. Baxter looks good. Blue looks good because for a while you didn't know Blue was going to stay, right?
Yeah.
So you have a lot of that. And then you got Bo Gibson, and you have
Christian Clark.
Yeah, Clark. And they're kind of getting red carries, so it's a loaded room.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it might have been loaded, but it wasn't as loaded. You have a lot of young guys with it this time. So,
well, I mean, for a lot of people that don't remember, Savion Red was actually in the receiver room whenever he first got at Texas. Yeah, so he was in the receiver room and transferred to the running back room.
Right. And if you know Savion, he's always been a running back. If you ask me, they just stuck him out there he's a big body. He's got to be bigger now.
Yeah.
I like Savion.
And honestly, do you think that had anything to do with?
Yeah.
Do you think that might have had anything to do with him kind of making that decision to go to the portal? Because do you think it had anything to do? For those that don't know, Savion Red is listed at 240 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a big running back.
I think it's more,
that's a big back.
Yeah, I think it's just more numbers game. Younger guys that are 5-star recruits that you brought in, and I think it's just sometimes it happens there. It's not enough carries to go around, and you know who your starters are. You know who your future is too. So with his time clock, he has 2 years left, maybe.
Savion, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's okay, are you going to play over the younger guys? Probably not. Baxter has, Baxter's going to his sophomore year too, right? So
yeah,
Baxter's going to his sophomore year with 3 years left. Blue maybe 2 years, depends on what he does.
Yeah,
so you got talent, and I think it's just one of those things where you run into so much. Where did you use him at, right? Because you can use those bigger running backs where he used to provide. It's just a lot, but I'm gonna miss him just from an attitude standpoint because I think he just provides that tough guy. And
he wanted to be on the field. Yeah. We saw it versus Oklahoma State his freshman year.
Oh yeah.
We saw it on the sidelines. We saw that passion. We saw him being pissed off, and we were ahead at that time too. That's what was funny. But I mean, we ended up losing that game, but that's besides the point. Yeah. We were ahead at that point too. Yeah, so he was pretty pissed off on the sidelines. Him and I think was it Marion?
It was Marion.
I think it was Coach Brennan Marion that they were kind of getting into it a little bit on the sidelines, and you saw how much he wanted to be on that field. You saw how much he wanted to contribute, and so it's sad seeing guys like that go. It does suck seeing. It does suck seeing that because you don't want to see those guys go, especially whenever culture is such a fragile thing that it's important to be able to know that you're keeping those guys on campus as well. So good luck to Savion. Good luck to Kai Woods. Major props to them. And I know that they're going to go and do some very special things for a different program. So I'm really proud of them. And I hope that everything goes well with them and their future endeavors, their portal process, no love lost. And I really, really hope that they go and do well. But speaking of the future,
I already know where you're going.
The future of this program.
Let's talk about it.
I would be remiss to not mention Arch freaking Manning. So I want to go ahead and talk about obviously there's a lot of clickbait articles, videos, all this stuff talking about the quarterback controversy, Arch versus Quinn, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. There's not a quarterback controversy.
Right.
Quinn is a third-year starter. He won you the Big 12 championship. He broke a record while doing it. He went to Tuscaloosa, beat Alabama by 10. I am not going to sit here and take anything away from Quinn because he's worked his ass off, and the jump from year 1 to year 2 was very, very evident. And I think that it's just one of those things that you see the entirety of this team. You see the floor raising. You see the floor of this team just casually, slowly but surely just raise and raise with every recruiting class. And I think, obviously, Texas fans being a little, we're entitled. We're pretty entitled. Like, that's just what it is. We have high expectations for our program. We have high expectations for our team as fans. And obviously, you're going to want the guy that jumps off the page that is extremely accurate, that's going through every single one of its reads, which Arch did. Let's talk about it, because Arch, like, seeing it live was amazing, because you could just tell. And I'm gonna say Arch Manning and even Trey Owens, the swag, the chip on their shoulder that these guys play with is just different.
Yeah. I'll start with Trey, right? Because he got out there before Arch did, right? So I like the poise from the young man. Like, I saw him step up in the pocket. I saw him have a connection like that. Was it Thatcher Milton? Like, that was cool to see that. And
seeing names that, hearing names that you haven't heard before. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Yeah. It's good. I love seeing the walk-on guys make plays, because it just shows you, like, they're out there. They can play too. You may not have the name or recognition, but it's good to see, like, Trey Owens make plays and make throws. Like, he's a big kid. Reminds me of Mac Jones, honestly. He's like a big kid. Maybe I'm not gonna say he can't run, but I saw him moving a little bit and making throws and not afraid to step in the pocket, right? And I was like, hey, like, that's what you want to see, right? Because if he starts at Texas, who knows? But just know that you're gonna have a solid backup, right? Then there's Arch. Okay, his first touchdown was a gimme because it was a busted coverage.
Okay, yeah, let's be real about that one real quick. His first touchdown was.
I couldn't have made the throw still, but still, you know what I mean?
It was.
I still couldn't have made the throw, but
I mean, me neither.
But
like,
it was wide open. It was easy to throw, and I think that kind of set the tone.
Well, and at the end of the day, Sark knows it's a spring game. Sark knows what we want to see.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give all props to Arch for taking advantage of every opportunity he had out there, but he was dialed in. I'm just gonna talk about everything about Arch. I'm looking at his footwork in the pocket. He was not hopping around. Like, his feet were planted and firm. Like, he's like, this is how you draw it up in drills. Like, bam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell it was a Manning. Straight up. Like, that shit was perfect, right? He stepped up in the pocket. He wasn't scared of the rush. Not that they can really hit him anyway.
Well, yeah, but that, I mean,
he wasn't afraid of them being in his face. And he's making throws, like, man, on the money. Like, he knew where everybody was. You see him just be poised. And the one thing I liked about it, he looked back at me when he made one throw. He looked back at Sark and gave him a wink. Like, that let you know. That dude's dialed in. He knows his stuff, right?
Like,
and
got you,
he
coach.
knows his offense. And he's we hear that he works hard. We know he's a Manning. But then he's a gamer too. Like, most people might not be that good of a practice player, but they're gamers. Like, this dude is both. This dude is both. Like, Future's in good hands.
Yeah.
So and then let's talk about Quinn. Okay.
Let's talk about Quinn.
Okay. Quinn. I did see some things that Quinn's been hit. I would say this. Quinn's been hit before, for real. Arch hasn't.
Yeah.
So in his mind, even though they can't hit him in practice,
he's still a little like.
Quinn is more like, hey. You know, you can see him still side on him and throwing.
Well, and Quinn's been hurt twice. And
I'm
missed game because of it.
About him being hurt, but mentally, still, you can be a little gun shy. Like, you know, even though you're not going to get hit in practice, I think I see that. He knows where to go with the ball. He knows the offense. Quinn has a strong arm. All of that.
Yeah.
I think it's just mental. His feet are still kind of sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's not going to get corrected until he gets to the NFL.
Yeah.
I will say this. Drew Bledsoe, Tony Romo. I wouldn't say Cove's on here, 49.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Joe Montana. Was it Wally Pip? I'm trying to think of some others. All those guys got something in common.
What is it, Coach?
They got hurt.
They
And then Tom Brady came. No more Bledsoe. Dak Prescott came. No more Romo. Steve Young. Because Joe Montana. Even though Joe still went to Kansas City to do this thing. All I'm saying is, Quinn, don't get hurt this year.
Okay, but that's okay. That bears the question, though. Do you think that that's actually what could happen? Like it could. Okay, so
he doesn't get hurt, but if
no, obviously we're not saying that Quinn. We're not hoping that Quinn gets hurt. That's absolutely 100% not what we're saying.
Yeah.
But he's gotten hurt. The last time he played a full season of football was his junior season.
Yeah,
like he hasn't had a completely healthy season of football in a long time.
Well, even high school
and that's what I'm saying. Like, and so as much as we don't want to sit here and talk about your starting quarterback getting hurt, odds are with Quinn, as much as we love him, odds are that Arch might have to step up a game or two.
Right. And not even getting hurt. Let's just talk about the Texas fan base. I love everybody in Texas fan base. I'm with you. But we know how it goes.
Oh, for sure.
Don't go out there and stink it up versus Michigan.
No.
Matter of fact, you better be perfect versus Colorado State. If you look average, some people think logically, well, we didn't
25 at 25.
Like, we were basic. We're basic. We didn't show everything versus Colorado State. But if you go out there against Michigan and stink it up, hey, man, look, it's going to be one of those things like, say, bruh. Hey, so when Arch going to play? That's a lot of pressure on Sark. I wouldn't want to be in those shoes.
That's a lot of pressure on Sark. That's a lot of pressure on Quinn. That's a lot of pressure on Arch. That's a lot of pressure on that entire situation in and of itself.
It is. But I don't even think Arch feels the pressure. Like he may just be like ready for that type stuff.
Honestly, Arch probably just has like a chip on his shoulder. Like because Arch knows what he's got. Like at the end of the day, you can tell he's extremely confident in his abilities. He's extremely confident in what he brings to the table. And you can see that in the way that he plays. You can see that if you go back and watch any part of him being on the field at the spring game, he exudes confidence. He knows what the hell he's doing.
That's the point. And I always say this. I think Quinn reminds me of Aaron Rodgers, who's extremely talented, can make it throw. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is working out 24/7, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arch is like Brady, like his uncle's like he putting in work. Like, all right, season over. All right, took a day off. Let's get back to work. You know what I mean? Like it's just
that was one thing whenever he first got onto campus. That was one of the things that the coaching staff just kind of praised him for, was the fact that he was a student of the game, was that before anything, he wants to learn. He wants to sit back. He wants to watch what's going on and know what the hell he's doing whenever he has that opportunity so that he can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the things that, especially, in today's day and age with the transfer portal and NIL and, all of these people sitting here, the same people, mind you, that were saying that the only reason he had 5 stars was because of his last name are the same people that are sitting here saying that he should transfer. So it's the math ain't mathing on that part. But on the other side of it, it just goes to show why sitting and waiting might end up just benefiting him more than transferring would have. And I think that's the kind of paradox that we're talking about when talking about NIL, right? Like, or the transfer portal in general is, do you want these guys to sit and do it the traditional way and sit behind and wait and do what they got to do and develop and get their game right schematically, whatever the case may be? Or would you rather see them transfer and get that starting position whenever they feel like they're ready for it? Because, like the conversation surrounding that is just so kind of ass backwards.
Yeah. But, it's tough because at the end of the day, like coaches ain't waiting for you to play year 3 no more either, right? So kids, when you got the leverage, you better go get it.
And that's true.
Look, I'm going to be real. Forget these logos, forget these schools. You got to do what's best for you at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Point period, right? So
Mhm.
I know Arch isn't leaving because there's nobody gonna ever perceive him unless whatever. Until he goes to the NFL. Quinn, on the other hand, like he has to. My boy, you better play.
You got
The
to step up.
Person behind you pushing you is, I ain't gonna lie, he better than you.
Mhm.
Mentally, he's better,
Yeah.
and physically, he's bigger. He's built. He's more athletic. Like
Struggling.
that's a call from like I talk to him later.
Struggle bus.
Yeah. My dude Kareem calling. That's Super K from Football Brainiacs. If y'all ever listened, yeah, that's my dude. Been my dude for a long time.
Shout out Football Brainiacs.
Well, it's like seeing Arch, like he's big. He's put together. He goes to 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that read's not there. I'm taking off. Like he just
You see his progressions. You see him going through it.
But any other position, I would say, yeah, it's harder. But at quarterback, like you're the guy. He's the guy. Arch knows he's the guy. Arch not worried about NIL. He got it.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of titled this video, or this live stream, like Arch Manning is the future, but Quinn Ewers is the now. Because like Arch Manning is 100% our future. That is one thing for Texas can be excited about. We can be very, very excited that Arch is our future.
Yeah.
But Quinn Ewers is our starting quarterback, and he should be.
Yeah.
Arch is very, 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 very talented. He is obviously going to step up and do whatever he needs to do whenever his time comes. But Quinn is the starting quarterback. Quinn is the one that is seen the live action. Quinn is the one that has been in Sark's system for 3 years. Quinn is the one that won the Big 12. Quinn is the one that went into Tuscaloosa. Like Quinn is still our starting quarterback. And I think that just needs to be very, very clear is that it's not a matter of a quarterback controversy. It's a matter of quarterback competition.
I like how you put that.
Because, I mean, like we say all the time, it's an iron sharpening iron. Like iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the way that we're describing the entirety of the Texas team right now throughout spring ball and everything like that is iron sharpens iron. So Arch being as good as he is right behind Quinn, kind of nipping at his heels may be good for Quinn.
Yeah,
because last season Arch wasn't as he was more of a student last year because he had Malik. We had Malik as a backup. He was much more able to just kind of sit back, watch, observe, see what was going on. But this year he's quarterback too. Like you are the backup. So it's different whenever Arch is QB3. It's another thing whenever he's right on your heels.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's an exciting time to be a Texas fan. It's an exciting time to follow the Texas Longhorns in general because we're setting up really well for the future.
You know what, though? I will say this. Oh, maybe mentally he knew Malik would never overtake him. But like behind the scenes, like Malik was that dude.
For sure.
But I don't think it was ever a fear. I don't think it was ever a fear of Malik ever taking his job. It wasn't gonna happen.
Politics.
But now that fear's there, and my boy is there. But he's the starter for now. All right, going into the fall camp, he's the starter. Just hey, don't slip up, homie.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Train gonna keep rolling.
Well, and honestly, though, that's how it should be. The train should be able to keep rolling if our starting quarterback goes down. Because that's not people. A lot of people would probably take that as a slight to Quinn, but I don't think that's a slight to Quinn at all. That's just like step up or get out of the way. It just is what it is. And as much as I love Quinn, I've gone to bat for Quinn so much more than a lot of people probably would like.
Yeah.
But seeing Arch on Saturday, he's just different. Arch is different.
Very, very much so. And Quinn had 2 series. He just that RPO. He should have handed it off, but he was going to throw it and threw it right into was it Burke? Come on, man! Like, and the slant wasn't even open. The first time.
It was a tip pass that ended up a pick 6 to Alfred Collins.
then he had another pass. Isaiah Bond coming across the middle. He
Mhm.
side on and went slow. Like,
Mhm.
like, okay, you didn't even have to rush out the pocket like that.
Yeah.
And the other out route or the comeback on the sideline, it should have been picked off.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean,
Should have been picked off, right? Like I think it was pressing. Like, why are you
mhm.
going into year 3? There's no need for you to press. No need for you to.
Do you think that had anything to do with the fact that he knew that Arch was gonna come out there and do what he did? Like,
Arch been doing it all spring practice.
and that's
Everybody's watching now. Like,
exactly.
TV, the people in the
Mhm.
crowd. You hearing the cheers for Arch. They're cheering for Arch. They're like the pressure was on, and it's a spring game.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when the bright lights when Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham come
Yeah,
in?
but I mean, historically speaking, Quinn has been great in big games. Like if we're talking history, Quinn for Texas has really stepped up in big moments for the most part. There are times that the Washington game just is playing over in my head, that final play, but anyways, but there have been, like, overall in the grand scheme of things, Quinn does typically step up and play his ass off in big games and does well in big games. So, I mean, we'll just kind of see how this season ends up turning out because, like I said, it's not a controversy, but there is competition for sure.
There's not a controversy. It's not a controversy yet. So anyway,
Yeah.
so these running backs look because I know Victor want to get on Quinn, and all these people want to get on Quinn, man.
We're not. That's the thing, though, is that we're Texas fans. You know, like we just want the best for our team, whether that's Quinn, whether that's Arch, whatever the case may be. We just want to win.
I gotta say this: the best meme or GIF I saw. Remember when Andy got rid of what's the Cowboys' name? Woody. He threw him in trash. They put Quinn's face on Woody. I couldn't even laugh. I was like, yo,
that's so wrong. That's so wrong.
You know it is. Texas fans will love you this much.
Mm-hmm.
But when they ready to get rid of you,
you're yeah.
They go from love you to hate you quickly.
Well, but it's just so funny.
Don't.
Well, and it kind of goes back to what we were saying about, like, as much as obviously I'm a Texas fan, so like I know that I'm a part of this too. But like the entitlement that we have as a fan base sometimes is just wild because when I was in school, we were shuffling between guys like Gerard Hurd and Tyrone Swoops.
Oh, don't.
And so, like, I think a lot of people forget where we were in that quarterback room 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was bad.
You know, we haven't looked this good at the quarterback position in a long time. And not just for the now either, like for the future.
Yeah.
And so I think that sense of entitlement just kind of creeps up because we're like, oh, we're the best. We want to be the best. Arch is the best. So let's put him in, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, that's not taking into account any sort of experience. That's not taking into account where the quarterback room is now compared to where they have been previously. And like I said, it's just.
I will say this: if maybe we had a different head coach, but I ain't the biggest Herman fan, but Herman had a pretty stacked room. If you look at it, Shane was good. Shane's still making money in the NFL. Sam, you got your boy Casey.
It was the development
at Utah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's still playing. What's his name? Casey. What's his last name?
Casey Thompson?
No, not Casey. We did have Casey, but he had. What's the dude at Utah? Like on his 10th year now, though.
Oh, Cam Rising.
Cam Rising, like, Cam's good now. He's been hurt a couple times. Then we had Quinn and Jackson. Like, that was a talented room. It just didn't work out.
I mean, okay.
He's the best since Cole. Yeah. Hey.
Hold up. We got a statement right here. Quinn will be fine. Texas fans need to relax. Quinn is the best quarterback since Cole. That is, I mean, that's not a wrong statement. It just sounds kind of crazy.
Right.
It's not necessarily incorrect. It just sounds wild considering.
I agree.
I agree too. But like I said, it just thinking about the fact that Quinn is the best quarterback that we've had since Colt.
Yeah.
That's a long
I can
time.
dig that.
That is a long time.
That's true.
He also said, Archer's time will come in 25. I don't want a first-time starter leading us in the SEC, and I completely agree with that. I agree with that as much as we love what we saw from Arch. We love the deep ball accuracy. We love the game management. We love the mechanics. We love the confidence that he plays with, the touch that he has on the ball. Like, there are so many things to love about Arch, but we're going into year 1 of the SEC. And while we have a little bit more of a favorable schedule than some people, it's still the SEC. It's still our first year, and we still have targets on our back, especially since we made the college football playoff last year, and especially since we're still trending the way that we are now. You know, so like we have big targets on our back, and I'm totally okay with going into the SEC with a third-year starter as a quarterback.
I hear you.
I think it's a double-edged sword.
I don't fear the SEC, no matter who the quarterback is.
Oh, no, I'm not saying I fear the SEC. I'm just saying that the competition, I do think the competition is a step up.
You really think so?
For some teams, yeah, for sure. Well, some teams. I don't think
Georgia,
I don't think as
Alabama,
a whole.
Missouri's good.
Well, but I also feel like we have to take into account the teams that genuinely hate Texas. Like
the whole country.
Well, that's everybody, but I'm talking about like the Arkansas, the A&Ms, the teams that even though they may not be good on the field,
Arkansas gonna be good. Arkansas gonna be good.
Right now?
Yeah, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. Well, I mean, look, we can talk about that when we get close to the season, but Arkansas can be. Yeah.
I kind of yes, we will do a schedule breakdown. We will do a schedule breakdown at some point too. But yes,
experience, right? Get into the SEC. Quinn got to make it to the SEC. Schedule. All right. Hey, all right. First freshman year, second game of the year, right? He was out, right? When did he get hurt? When did he get hurt his sophomore year? Game what?
It was Houston. So what is that, game 5?
Was it 3 or 4?
3 or 4? No, it was Houston. It was after OU.
Okay, not bad, because BYU's in the Big 12. I'm tripping.
Yeah, I was like, it was, he got hurt in the Houston game. That was before Kansas State.
Okay.
I'd have to look back on the exactly when it was, but it was later on in the season.
Okay, 8 or 9. Okay.
Yeah, it was later on in the season. Maybe it wasn't one of the
all the way through. I hope he does.
Well, and also taking into consideration the fact that he was only out 2 games this past season, whereas the first season, whenever he went out versus Alabama, he was out for like what, 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, I just need Quinn to eat some peanut butter or something. I don't know. My man got to gain some weight. He got to put some meat on his.
He needs some milk.
He needs some.
He needs some milk.
Seeing him, I felt bad. But do we all remember the picture at the Sugar Bowl where he done a press conference and he's looking back and Arch has everybody around him? So they're coming out of Moncrief after the game, right? All the players are coming out, and
I already have a feeling I know where this is going.
Fans and kids and babe, sign my baby, kiss my baby, like fans. I'm serious. Like everybody's around him, walking to the car. He had security around him, right? Like Arch, but he took his time. Arch was like, "Sure, I'll do this." The whole 9. He's just a normal kid. Like he had like, "Wow, all this attention for me." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, maybe 30 minutes later, Quinn comes through. The little kid. The mom goes, "There goes Quinn." He said, "Yeah, but I got an autograph from Arch. I'm okay." I was like, "Oh." Everybody's like, "What's up, Quinn?" He was like, "Hey, what's up?" Like he thought he was gonna get stopped, and nobody stopped him. And I was like, "Oh God, dog."
That makes me so sad. I hate that for him.
As Texas fans,
like I genuinely hate that for him, though, man. Like I really don't like that for him. That sucks.
I felt bad. I was like,
I would too. I'd go up to him. You know what? At that point, if I saw that, I'd be like, "Quinn, can I have your autograph?"
I was like,
"Quinn, can I please?"
Hey. He was kind of like, yeah.
Well, okay. Like my question is, we've always kind of heard and felt that Quinn was more of a shy in the background type of guy anyways. So do you think that that's actually something that genuinely affects him? Because I know that was one thing whenever that Sugar Bowl picture came out, that was one of the discussions was Quinn probably doesn't even really give a shit.
I mean, I don't know.
Like,
I think people are shy. That is true, Cole. Reading Cole's comment. He could be shy. I get that. Like, I get people being shy. So he probably doesn't want the attention anyway.
yeah.
Man, like, you played the South League. You got attention there. You came to Texas, buddy boy. You left high
Well, and you
school
were at
early.
Ohio State before that. So it's like,
You left high school earlier so you can go get paid. Like, bro, attention on you. You got all these NIL
Yeah.
deals you got to be spoken in the face of.
yeah.
You ain't too shy for a paycheck. So, hey,
I mean,
don't know.
hey, that's fair. Touche.
But yeah. But I speaking of that, Cole, I say this. If you go back a couple of spring games, how people are, people were ready to get rid of Shane for Sam. Because Sam looked good spring game. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? You're ready to get rid of Sam. We had Casey. Oh, Carr looked better spring. We want Carr. Oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Forget that. Forget Carr.
Oh, Malik looked really good.
Yeah, Malik Hood. We want Quinn. Remember, then it was we want Quinn. Now it's we want Arch. Like, can we just let these quarterbacks play?
Yeah.
That part I agree with.
Yeah. Well, and that makes sense. It's just kind of like the shiny new toy, right?
Yeah,
like everybody gets excited. You know, whenever Quinn transferred, it was, oh, we're back.
Right.
Whenever Quinn, and honestly, I'm not saying that I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, Texas is back. But at the same time, like we're back in contention. We're back competing for national championships. We're back competing for conference championships. So
we need to keep the
say whatever you want about Quinn, but Quinn was a big part of bringing us to that.
Yeah, I feel like this. We got the right coach. Got the right system. We got good, really, really, really good players who compete, and they got good culture. You know, around the program. So I think there's a lot. You know what I mean? There's a lot of positive. We got a good team. We have good depth. I think what people do get lost at is, and maybe I look at it different. We were good last year. It doesn't mean anything to me though.
Yeah.
Because I think every year, every team is different every year. Like it doesn't matter. Like I know that's what predictions and everything are based off of what you did last year, and you're supposed to feel that way.
Yeah.
But every team is different every year. We've seen that's why. That's why some people don't repeat in the Super Bowl, made it to the playoffs next year. Like you were good last year, you brought all these players back, and you signed new players, but you didn't make it to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, there are a lot of questions about Michigan. They're like perfect example. There are a lot of questions about Michigan right now. About where they're gonna end up. Are they gonna how that's gonna be looking, because they got a new coach, new quarterback, new running back. Like they're bringing in a lot of new pieces.
Right, and people expect them not to be as good. The people outside the building don't know what's on the inside. They're running the exact same system. They're gonna run the exact same NFL system. That the depth behind those guys that left are just as good. But people don't know that because they don't know the names.
Yeah.
If you're a Texas fan, you know every player on Texas roster. But what you don't know everybody at Michigan. You don't know who that second string linebacker was. But you about to find out that he's really good. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
right. Yeah.
I think it's that. You know your team, you just don't know who everybody else has. And I think I say you got to line up, and you got to play. And we'll see where chips fall after that. Texas is so bad. You know what? I got a quick. Can I answer this? Can I talk about this?
Talk about it.
What does Texas is back mean?
So I think it's different for every person, if we're being completely honest, because everybody perceives it however way they want to. To me, I consider us being back as us being back in contention consistently.
So Mac Brown days.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I can get that. We're back to that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm not talking about like back to the national, like we're national champion, like we're national champions. Like that's not.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
That still haunts me to this day. It was one of those things that whenever I heard it, I was like,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
just
y'all won 7 games the next year too.
yeah. So I mean, yeah,
Like,
but see, Cole, that makes
back
sense.
to
That's
7-5.
I get that. So Cole, I can rock with that because I do look at it when people say Texas, we're back, we're going all the way.
This is a good one
It
too.
sometimes makes me cringe because we sound
Mhm.
like Cowboy fans, and I ain't a Cowboy fan. I know you're a Cowboy fan. You know I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. I let it be known. I don't care who watching. I hate the Cowboys. Anyway, well, I don't hate the Cowboys, but I just like the Cowboys, right?
I don't know. You were pretty aggressive with that, so I take that as
not.
you were.
If I hear Cowboy fans to say, we're back. We're going back to the bowl. We're back. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of this cycle. Can we kind of stay consistently good?
Yeah.
I'll take that. I like Cole's answer being back nationally relevant.
Yep.
Yeah, Cole, I agree with you. We're back to that. I like that. I think we're in a good spot.
Well, and I think for all of us like sane Texas fans, it's more so just about, like I said, being in contention and consistently making sure that we're at least in the conversation.
Right.
Because, like we were in the playoff last year and I was sitting here texting my friends like 2 weeks after we won the Big 12 championship and like a week after we saw that we were actually in the college football playoff. I was texting my friends and stuff like, dude, there are 4 teams left. There are 4 teams left and we are one of them. That is freaking insane. That is crazy. Like it was one of those things that I just couldn't compute in my head. And so that's what I mean, is being back in that conversation, being back in that national relevance.
I agree.
That national consistency.
I like that. That's a good answer. I kind of feel the same way that Cole said. Yeah. So yeah. But it just makes me cringe to say we're back.
No, yeah, for sure. I get that. And this is I was just about to say this is exactly what it is. It is PTSD. That is exactly what it is because as soon as we sit and say we're back, we go 7-5.
So is it fair to say Texas Longhorns and the Dallas Cowboys are the same?
I don't want to do that to my Longhorns.
I mean, is it not true? The Cowboys and Longhorns, like literally.
Okay.
Every year
don't get me wrong. I've said that so many times. I've called them the Dallas Longhorns for the past year and a half. Like the comparisons are a little too uncanny for me, and it kind of really grinds my gears. But I'll be the first person to sit and say I feel a hell of a lot more confident in where Texas is going versus where the Cowboys are going because I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Sorry, I don't know what.
I said it from like national relevancy. Like you think of Cowboys, they're America's team. I feel like Texas is like almost America's team.
Yeah, we had an emoji on Twitter. That was so cool.
You know what I mean? That is true. Like Texas, everybody loves or hates Texas. Cowboys, anybody loves Texas or hate Cowboys or loves Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to money, Texas is like, Cowboys are like at the top. Merchandise sales. You see people, you go in Walmart, anywhere you're going to see Longhorns and Cowboys everywhere you go. I don't care if you leave the state of Texas, I was in Vegas, you're going to see Cowboys.
There are more Cowboys fans in DC than there are Commanders fans.
So there are Texas fans everywhere. So when I talk about the same, I feel like across the board, I feel like as far as fans, the Craze fans, Cowboy fans, if they lose, they want to fight you.
Oh,
Texas
for sure.
Fans lose,
we pissed off. Yeah.
If they win, they're gonna let the world know about it.
Oh yeah.
If we win,
we're the greatest thing of all time, and y'all suck.
We're back. We use the same thing. We win, Texas is back. Cowboys win, we're back. We're going to Super Bowl. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but like I said, I feel like for me at least, I just feel like the Texas is back as I just want to say it's different to make myself feel better.
Yeah, I will say this: as far as fans, Cowboy fans and Texas Longhorns fans, a player give up the play, they suck. Like that.
For sure. They need to get pulled. They're getting cut.
The fans are the same. The fans are bad the same. They be ready to cut everything.
Entitled.
Cowboy fans are ready to fire a coach and everybody else. Texas fans be ready to fire a coach and everything else. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I will say that last season it was kind of nice not seeing anybody seriously saying fire Sark.
We're talking about firing assistants now, right? Those fire.
Yeah, right. That's what we're. It's not about the head coaches anymore. Now we're like, fuck these assistants, man. Like, we need to work on those.
Yeah.
But okay, speaking of assistants, though, I will say I want to go ahead and give a props to like Tashard Choice because
Yeah, he's good.
because Tashard Choice it.
Oh yeah, Tashard Choice. I'm sorry.
This they're calling you out. They're calling you out, Coach Dub.
Hey, I didn't say any names. I said fans
No.
of our assistant coaches.
No, but I also think that this kind of can transition into what we saw on Saturday because obviously Arch Manning and Trey Owens both kind of went off. So what does that mean for our secondary? What does that mean for our DBs?
I need to break
Like,
this down. Can I be real?
Yeah, that's
right,
what it. Why do you always ask that?
All right, look. Check this out. You go recruit guys who play number man coverage because that's what you say you want to play. You've been saying that for 3 years. But yet they playing butt to the sideline, 7 8 yards off. Like that might have worked in the 90s. But bruh, giving these new age receivers free releases, you asking to get beat because they coming at you full speed and you're in shuffle technique. Versus if I'm squared up and I'm backpedaling, I can put my hands on you and turn and run, flip my hips and run with you, which is what you see a normal cornerback does. The only people who put butt to the sideline, play butt to the sideline technique, or a lot of suburb teams and or those teams who don't have much talent. They're afraid of just getting beat deep, and they just want to turn and run. I cannot stand that technique. It drives me crazy when I see it. It's so scary. When you go to the combine, do you ever see cornerback butt to the sideline shuffling?
No.
Where do they work on that drill at? Where do they ever work on that drill? Where do they ever work on that drill at? You know what? During the playoffs, when they were showing all the teams warming up, like practicing, like Washington, Michigan, and what was Texas doing? We were shuffling, playing catch, pretty much like letting somebody run full speed us and then trying to catch them and just hold them down. Everybody's backpedaling, working on backpedaling, moving their hip, flipping their hips like a normal DB does. We don't do that. Exactly. We play trail technique every down. We like playing. We put our corners in bad spots every time. Why make a corner 200-something pounds and then say, "Hey, I need you to play 7 or 8 yards off and shuffle and run"? What? For the guy that's running 4-4 at you. Like it don't make sense. It's so frustrating. Like it's so frustrating to talk about, and it's so frustrating to see. I got a Manny Muhammad who's probably.
Manny Muhammad is the first person that is popped in my head whenever sitting here talking about that.
He doesn't have to necessarily put his hands on him. Manny has the ability to like mirror and get in front of it and slow it down. Guess what that does? Slow down the time of the quarterback as far as throwing, right? Like we got this bend but don't break style, and I really don't think that Terry Joseph can teach any other way. Terry Joseph knows the defense. I'm not calling him this. He's a smart dude.
Yeah,
Terry Joseph is smart, right?
Yeah.
You don't make it to the minors and almost majors. Like he's athletic. He got some athletic ability. His family, like Vance Joseph, is a DC in the NFL. Mickey Joseph was a longtime great DC or coach at LSU, Nebraska. I think he's the head coach at Grambling now. Like great family who knows football. But it stops at some point.
Yeah.
Because
you have to draw a line.
He can teach the defense very well. But if I need him to get down and teach the details of how to play coverage, and a man can't do it.
The details of the position.
He can't do it. Why? He's never played it. He doesn't know. Like he got those DBs out like they get ready to steal first base to second. You know what I mean? They already shuffling and going.
Somebody get David Pearson here.
You know what I'm saying?
He on the hot seat too.
He might work across the street, but no.
He on the hot seat too.
Because I don't want to make I'm not.
Okay, let me stop.
I want to talk about dude like that. I just really feel like you go recruit these corners because you say you want to play man. Everybody's heard the press conferences where Sark has said we want to play more man defense. He said it for the last 3 years. Have we seen it? Every recruiting class, we're going to get a guy that can play man defense, right? You went and got Terrence Brooks, went to Terrence Brooks' living room when he was coming to Ohio State, said, we want you because you can play press man. You can play press man. You got awesome technique, I ain't saw that man play press man. As a matter of fact, his technique has gotten worse since he's been in Texas, if I'm going to keep it real. Manny Muhammad, who trained with Kyle Ward, Coach Kyle Ward at South Oak Cliff, is one of the better trainers around. Manny can probably play pretty much. He can play off a little bit because Kyle teaches a lot of that. And I think he's more a field corner, which he should be, versus boundary because he's smaller frame, but he's light-footed. But dog, like you want him because he can play man.
Yeah.
Like you don't go to the hood. You don't go get those guys who can play cat coverage. Pretty much, I got this cat. Now, that's how we call it in the hood. We play street ball. Hey, I got that cat. Shutting him down. You don't go get those guys and say, we're going to play suburb football. And we're playing suburb private school football, butt to the sideline. I'm afraid to get beat deep, but I'll give you everything underneath. That's what we play. And that's what we call it, suburb football. I'm afraid to get
scary.
beat.
It's scary football.
It's the same thing as saying, I see Michael Taft line up in corner. What did I tell you? What do we call that?
We call that a milk check.
We call milk check.
We call it a milk check.
If you see a white corner out there, I'm finna run. A milk check, throw me the ball pretty much.
Milk
We're
check.
playing coverage like we got a bunch of milk check guys back there. Like we got a bunch of Michael Tafts in the secondary.
Yeah.
That's how we play. That's how we line up. And it's so frustrating to see because you got these athletes, but you won't let them play.
You won't let them be them.
Let them play their strengths because you can't teach each one individually how to play because you never play the position, so you don't know. So if I'm just keeping it all the way real, he in his final contract year. We'll see what happens, but we're trying to win a national championship, right?
Well, and I mean, there's a reason that it wasn't extended.
You know what I'm saying?
Or it hasn't been extended. So, there's a reason for that. It's not.
Yeah, no, man. Don't get me fired up on that.
No, but you should get fired up because that's something that's frustrating. That's something that's something that Texas fans get pissed off about. Is we hear. We're bringing in guys like Manny Muhammad and Terrence Brooks, those physical guys that want to go up and make plays, that want to be right up your.
That's what they're good at.
Like that's what they want. They want to play that style of football, and you're not allowing them to do that because you don't know the intricacies of the game, and that's not really fair to them.
You can't You can't take, 5 different guys who are individually different and coach them all the exact same way. This guy learns different. He plays this better technique. You need to learn how to teach each one, which means you really got to get to know those players and know who they are. But that means you ain't trying to do that. You're just trying to say, hey, this is the playbook. I need you to know play A, B, C, D. But I ain't got a chance to know you and learn how you play A or B or C or D. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's coaching to me. I think Mike Tomlin said it best. Like, some guys are afraid of coaching. Like, he said something like that. Like, I think we got a lot of those around. We do. Yeah, we got a lot of those around. And it's sad to see that because we got.
Are you talking like players? Like players are scared of coaching, or coaches are scared of coaching?
Coaches are scared of coaching. A lot of coaches are afraid to have other coaches in the room because they don't want to be. They're too insecure. There's a reason Gary Patterson ain't here no more. But anyway, we're gonna keep moving. So I'm saying some people are insecure. There's a reason William Gay didn't last but a few days. He know more than that DBK, man. I need this dude out of here. You know what I mean? Look, Joey Thomas, who's at Nevada, cornerback coach, took him with him. Look, let me stop.
So ATL got a good question. ATL's got a good question. He said, is it on Sark for not having enough eyes on, or is it on Terry to develop himself into a better coach or a teacher?
That's on both of them, but he didn't get Terry for that. He got Terry because Terry can recruit Louisiana. Terry has a good name in Louisiana, in the Southeast. We talked about who his cousins are. They're connected. They're connected.
The connections.
They all run the same circle. So that's what it's about. It's all about relationships and connections. That's what it's all about. So yeah, that's what.
Yep. We sipping tea. We sipping tea tonight.
But if you really want a DB coach, man, there's dudes out there that love their craft and will teach those guys individually. And every kid has an outside trainer. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
You got to try to find that trainer can kind of incorporate what Texas teach. You won't find many who teach butt to the sideline.
Yeah.
Like you just don't. You just don't. And only people who play butt to the sideline are kids who got like those 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", and you know it ain't nothing personal.
Yeah, no, for sure.
White or non-athletic corners, and you don't want to get deep, so you're just bailing every time.
Yeah.
That's what we call it. And so that's what it is. And so yeah. It just
is what it is, and it's unfortunate.
You're right.
But and that's true too. Like he at the end of the day, T.Joe's a grown ass man.
He's a grown ass man. I would say this about Gideon. Gideon is super smart. All right. Like Gideon's so smart. His dad was a coach. Like Gideon been around the game a long time, right? He's so smart. When he teaches, he thinks the kids should get it like he gets it.
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to coach and break it down to them. Because he'd be like, why you not getting it? Why you not understanding? But for him, he thinks different. Like Gideon has a high IQ. So he coaches to where he's at versus like, let me dummy this down. He can
Yeah.
tell you.
He just doesn't know how to dumb it down.
He doesn't know how to dumb it down. But Gideon's so smart. He knows everything. But how do you relay that message to your kids? I'm
Mhm.
not saying he's a bad coach. Just
Yeah.
how he teaches.
Yeah.
If he sees a game like beyond, like sees the
Mhm.
game, he knows what he's looking at.
Yeah.
If you ever been a part of one of Gideon's clinics or anything, like he can break down defense. That dude is smart. I ain't gonna ever take that away from him because he's super smart. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to dumb it down to kids who.
Well, if you're gonna coach, you have to be able to coach. Like you can coach, but I mean, like you have to be able to relay that to the people that you're coaching. Like you can know the game and you can know what to do all you want, but you're not the one out there playing. You have to be able to relay that to your guys. You have to be able to relay that to your team and to your room.
Right.
And if you can't do that in a way that they can understand, then what are you even doing?
And we say, what do we always do? Oh, that player just got passed up, or
the Keaton
they
Crawfords,
maxed out, or whatever the case is. Like, man, look,
Jaron Thompson.
Maybe he wasn't coach. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's that. Yeah, numbers don't lie. Over here for be like, I don't know, man. We'll see. I think, look, I like the team. I like what we can be. We got to come together across the board, though. And I think that's just what it is. So, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm not want to get no bash session. Like I guess it's
no, we're not. But we want to.
We bash like Terry Joseph.
No, for sure. But these are the types of conversations we want to have.
I think I should have done that motion, but I think he does a great job of building relations with people. Just when it comes to teaching cornerback, maybe he should go back, like Cole mentioned. Maybe he should go back and coach safeties.
Yeah.
But
we'll see. I mean, we'll kind of see what they're able to put together.
Yeah. But you know what helps the secondary? You're putting pressure on the quarterback. So we get some dudes in the middle of this D line. They can go hunt. They ain't got to cover for that long.
Yep. That's exactly. Well, let's kind of talk because we've talked a little bit about the spring game, but we haven't really done like. Obviously, we're not going to get into like a deep dive because we've done a lot of conversing and everything like that. But what did you think overall, like in general, offense, defense? What did you think whenever you watched the spring game on Saturday offensively? How did you think?
Offensively, I think we did a great job. I think like most people don't know, like spring game, it's basic. Yeah, it's what it's meant to be. What you saw on Saturday's spring game is probably what we're going to run 90% of the time in real games in the season. The fact that we were able to click in the spring and not have many mental errors except Jake Majors with his snap infractions, which you're going on year 5, but I don't know
that. Can we talk about that for a second? Because, dude, the false starts and the snap infractions. Can you cut the shit?
Year 5, my dude. What
my
we doing?
Guy,
you know what I mean?
Stop moving.
We didn't have many mental errors. We had a few drops. Like drops happen. I ain't gonna bash Bun for dropping. He's been dropping the ball all spring. But we didn't have many mental errors. That was good to see in the spring. Like literally, it was pretty much a clean game. It's a couple face masks on defense.
Yeah,
that was very, very good to see, which makes me very confident how the season's gonna look. I mean, like if you can run like that in the spring, no mental errors, but the offense is rolling like you've been out there for weeks and weeks and weeks. Man, hey, they look like they was the middle of the season type, you know what I mean?
Mid-season form for sure.
Defensively, we struggled. There are ups and downs, right? It was a mixture. When people say secondary, I think man, Arch was just taking what they were giving him.
And I think that was my question is, do you think it's more Arch's ability or do you think it's just our secondary being bad? Like, is it a combination of both? Is it like, is our secondary bad? Is that what?
Secondary isn't bad. Arch just was able to go through his progression a lot faster and find the third dude open. Well, Quinn stuck on number 1. Oh, shit, okay. Maybe I should look at number 2.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, and we've talked about that, the decision making and how it just seems like the game can be a little bit too fast for Quinn sometimes. And he was able to slow it down a little bit last season. There were times that you could see he was able to slow the game down a little bit for himself, but there are still times that he just doesn't fully go through his progressions the way that he needs to. And that was one thing that you saw whenever Arch came in was you saw the difference. You saw the difference in being able to go through your reads and making a decision as the game manager, as the quarterback.
Right. And another thing I saw was like Sark, like with Quinn, like we all know Sark design stuff for stuff to be open.
Mm-hmm.
But with Arch, you saw kind of Sark behind him. He went somewhere else different than where Sark designed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Sark said something, and then Arch like, I got it.
Yeah.
And Sark was kind of like, you know what? Yeah, you got it. And I saw something like, because Sark is, everybody, the offense is his baby.
Oh, for
But
sure.
for him to see and let Arch say, you know what? No, he got it. He got it. Like,
And he do kind of got it. Like he do kind of got it.
I'm gonna let him be him. And I saw that a few times from Sark, be like, know what, you got it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a difference of he's gonna take this offense to new heights.
Mm-hmm.
The offense is good, but man, Arch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Arch pocket presence. You're right. ATL, what up, dog? I know I saw you in here. But
I know. Thank you guys so much for everybody that is joining, everybody that's watching live. We've got a big crowd tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming in and joining. We really, really appreciate you. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing to LacedUp Live. Go follow Coach Dub and all of his social medias. All of those are going to be linked in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to Inside Texas. It is $1 for the month, right? Or is $1 for 2 months right now with code IT1. Make sure that you guys go and subscribe to Inside Texas right now. That's where Coach Dub is all the time. I think he's able to keep it a little bit more real here on this channel. I think that you get a little bit more of an authentic Coach Dub, which I think is really, really cool. We're able to come on here and truly just be ourselves, talk some ball, and just see where things go. Victor came in with another question. Every QB on the roster threw a touchdown pass Saturday, right? Quinn did not. Quinn did not. And Trey did, Arch did, Cole Lord did. So yeah, pretty much. We had a really, really good showing from the quarterbacks on Saturday. I really, really liked what we saw from Arch and from Trey. I didn't love what we saw from Quinn, let's be real. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for joining LacedUp Live. We do have a very, 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 very exciting announcement. I kind of want to wait for Coach Dub. I don't know exactly where he went, but I want to wait for him to get back on because we do have a very, very exciting announcement for you guys. That was it's kind of been in the works a little bit. I don't know where he went, so I'm going to just go ahead and tell you guys, but so I kind of hinted at it a little bit last week, but we are going to be doing a Where Are They Now series. We're going to be doing a Where Are They Now series with former Texas players, former Longhorns, and just kind of talk with them, see how they're doing, see where they're at in life. This is going to include some guys that the list that Coach Dub and I have put together of some of the guys that we're going to have on this on this segment. Ooh, I'm so excited. I saw the list, or he was telling me the list, and my mouth was like, my jaw was on the floor. Just the fact that I even have this opportunity to sit here and do this with you guys is just so amazing. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you. Once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will be giving out more information on the Where Are They Now series whenever that actually starts getting put in motion. We are going to be starting that next week. Next week, we are starting the Where Are They Now series. And we'll have a little bit of surprise for the LacedUp Live members next Monday. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining in. Hook 'em, like, comment, subscribe, go follow Coach Dub on every social media platform that he has available. I'm here at Hook'em Lace, or I'm on Twitter at Hook'em Lacey. I'm here every single Monday. Thank you guys so much for joining in on this live stream. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I hope to see you guys next Monday. Hook 'em.
Defense flying to the ball like vultures. Y'all got to pray. Shoot it out like John Wick. Tell me what y'all hate for. And I'm finna run a blitz on you like I'm J4. Standing on this championship trophy, I'm like 8-4. Had to do it big, this is it. Farewell tour. Competition sweet like Sade. Never secondary like Jade. My gang don't care what y'all say. Never soft, we tough all day. Yeah.